In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 best high dividend ETFs that will pay you a monthly income. Whether you're looking to grow a steady stream of passive income, or you're closing in on retirement and you want another dependable source of cash flow, this list is going to have something for you. So let's cut to the chase and get right to it. First up is GPIQ, the Goldman Sachs NASDAQ 100 Core Premium Income ETF. GPIQ aims to provide regular income while also offering the potential for capital appreciation. Some benefits to consider when investing in GPIQ include that it aims to generate consistent monthly income from option premiums and dividends. Second being, GPIQ offers core equity exposure with lower volatility, and it does this by investing in the NASDAQ 100 index, and it applies a dynamic option strategy by selling call options on a varying percentage of the stock's holdings, which are based on market conditions. And the third consideration for this fund is its diversifying source of income. GPIQ has a dividend yield of around 11% that's paid out monthly. GPIQ contains around 108 holdings, with its top holdings in companies like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Amazon. And the sectors that this fund is primarily exposed to include technology, communication, and consumer discretionary. These 3 sectors make up a huge portion of the fund, with tech being the majority. When it comes to the cost, GPIQ has an expense ratio of 0.29%. When it comes to performance, GPIQ has only been around since October of 2023, so it's quite new. But since its inception around a year and a half ago, it's had annual returns including dividends of over 20%, which is pretty nice. This fund has a low expense ratio relative to other actively managed funds. It gives you exposure to the NASDAQ 100, and it offers a yield of over 10%. And while this is all great, GPIQ is going to align better for investors that prefer yield over growth, as well as those that are willing to sacrifice some potential upside for that consistent dividend payment. The next fund is GPIX, the Goldman Sachs S&P 500 Core Premium Income ETF. GPIX seeks to provide income while also offering the potential for capital appreciation. There are a few reasons to consider investing in GPIX. First is that it aims to generate consistent monthly income from option premiums and dividends. Second is GPIX offers core equity exposure with lower volatility through investing in the S&P 500 while also selling call options on a percentage of the fund's stock holdings. And last, this fund seeks to provide you with diversified sources of income. For dividend yield, GPIX has a dividend yield of nearly 9%, which is paid monthly. GPIX currently has 509 holdings, with its top holdings in companies like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, and Berkshire Hathaway. The sectors that this fund is exposed to are technology, financials, healthcare, consumer discretionary, and a spread of a few others. Getting into the fees, GPIX has an expense ratio of 0.29%, same as we saw with GPIQ. As for the performance, GPIX has only been around since October 2023, so about a year and a half, and in that time, it's had annual returns of around 20%. GPIX gives you great returns given the short amount of time that it's been around. It's had a nice dividend yield, a low expense ratio for the type of fund it is, and has provided consistent and stable income for investors. Next up is FEPI, the Rex Fang and Innovation Equity Premium Income ETF. FEPI's investment objectives are capital appreciation and current income, and it aims to do this by owning a portfolio of leading technology companies, and then writing covered calls against these stocks in their portfolio to provide high income potential. The benefits that FEPI offers include big tech exposure, giving you exposure to the top tech companies within FANG and Innovation Index, which is equally weighted. Also, its potential for income generation by selling out-of-the-money call options and leveraging the volatility of tech stocks to sacrifice some growth for steady income. And last is the potential downside buffer by using this covered call approach to counterbalance the potential market declines. As for dividends, FEPI currently has a dividend yield of 30%, which is paid out monthly. FEPI contains a total of 15 stocks, with its top holdings being in companies like Tesla, Netflix, Micron Technology, and Broadcom. And the list of sectors it's exposed to are quite small, with technology being the majority, along with communication and consumer discretionary. Also, something to keep in mind is that FEPI rebalances monthly and reconstitutes quarterly to make sure that the composition of the fund stays balanced. For the fees, FEPI comes in with an expense ratio of 0.65%, costing you $65 a year for every $10,000 invested. Now, since FEPI has only been around since October 2023, it doesn't have much history when it comes to its performance. Since it's been created, it's had total returns of nearly 25%, which isn't too crazy, but considering its heavy tech dependence, it's really taken a hit since tech also took a blow due to the economic uncertainty and tariffs. Investors should also consider the risk that comes with high growth stocks, which FEPI is exposed to, as even risk in a single stock can have a big impact. But being aware of this, FEPI can be a good ETF if you're looking for some exposure to some top tech companies while also generating high monthly dividend income. Okay, so now that we've gone through a couple funds already, I wanted to explain what covered call ETFs are. Many high-yielding dividend ETFs, as well as the ones on this list, can pay you that nice dividend income due to their use of a covered call strategy. A covered call is an option strategy where an investor sells a call option on a stock that they already own with the goal to earn a premium. And then that premium received from selling the call option is extra income for the investor. When this strategy is applied with ETFs, the covered call ETF holds a portfolio of stocks while selling call options on these same stocks that are in their portfolio. This strategy allows them to generate higher dividend payouts while offering exposure to the underlying stock. And in the end, the investors receive much more income compared to traditional ETFs, which is a major bonus for those income investors. This next ETF is SPYI, the NEOS S&P 500 High Income ETF. This fund aims to deliver reliable, high monthly income in a tax-efficient way while also offering the potential for capital appreciation. The benefits of SPYI's strategy include combining S&P 500 exposure with a call option strategy, which allows SPYI to generate a strong monthly income. It takes advantage of tax loss harvesting opportunities along with index options that are favorably taxed. And then third, SPYI uses a call option strategy that may include both sold and bought S&P 500 index options, which can offer the potential for gains when the market goes up. Jumping into the dividends, SPYI has a dividend yield of around 13%, which is paid out monthly. SPYI currently has a total of 510 holdings, with top holdings in familiar names such as Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, and Meta. As for the sectors that mostly make up this fund, there's technology, financials, healthcare, and consumer discretionary. Essentially the same exposure that you'd find in a traditional S&P 500 fund. As for the fees, SPYI comes in a bit high with an expense ratio of 0.68%. Now the returns of SPYI over the short period that it's been around have been pretty great, with annualized total returns of over 11% since its creation in 2022. And taking a look at the returns of the past year, it hasn't strayed too far from VU, and the income that is provided has offered some level of downside protection, as you can see more recently. SPYI pays high monthly income with tax benefits, it gives you the potential for capital appreciation, and it can provide some cushioning in the times where the market's taking a turn. This next ETF is DIVO, the Amplified CWP Enhanced Dividend Income ETF. This fund is an actively managed fund that's made up of high-quality, large-cap companies that have a history of dividend and earnings growth, along with a tactical covered call strategy on individual stocks. DIVO also aims to reduce volatility as income from dividends and options may help stabilize its share price compared to the broader market during downturns. When it comes to the dividends, DIVO has a dividend yield of 4.8%, which is paid out monthly. DIVO contains a total of 30 holdings, with its top holdings in companies like Caterpillar, Visa, CME Group, American Express, and Microsoft. And the top sectors that this fund is exposed to are financials, technology, consumer discretionary, and industrials. As for the fees, it comes with an expense ratio of 0.56%. DIVO has had some solid performance with around 16% annually in the last 5 years and 11% since it was established in December 2016. DIVO is a solid dividend ETF if you want to have exposure to high-quality dividend companies, diversification, consistent income, and more conservative portfolio holdings to help limit risk during downturns. It can be great to receive income from these high-yielding dividend ETFs, but be sure that these income-focused funds properly fit your investing goals and strategy. You don't want to be chasing after high yields just for the sake of it. Just be aware of the risks that may come with specific funds or the limited upside risk that some may offer when you could have that money somewhere else. And if you want to see some of the best ETFs that could make you rich over the long term, take a look at this video here. Or if you'd like to know more about some other dividend ETFs that I believe offer some great growth potential, be sure to check out this video here. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.